got a lot of people in here, so let me say hi. Wow, you guys really lit up chat. What's up, Bushcraft Melody, Bushcraft, Jeremy? Glad to see you. Let's see, Mr. Orange, nice to see you. Did you change your avatar, Mr. Orange? Um, okay, all right. So, wow. Hey, I want to show you guys where I'm at right now. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, this is where I'm at. Now, I'm not going to be sleeping here tonight because, as you see, there's somebody else's camp and then there's another camp there. But I'm probably the live stream. I may go. I may go the full 2 hours. But if I do end it early, it's because I want to go across the bridge. If you see over there, there's a lot more waterfront there than there is here where I'm at. But you know, it is what it is. So. But this is where I'm at. This is a rail bridge, and this is the bridge that I will be crossing. And I'm officially back on the ADT by following this trail. Now, I did look at the map, and it does look like it is. It does look like it is a road walk. Even if I wanted to go jump in a bush on trail, even going back. Back the other way. There's still no the trail is mostly road walk. I'm in such a they have too much residential up here against it. Like if you look behind me here, Sam and I had to come down that big old cliff just to get down here, and then all around this place is nothing but houses, and that will end up becoming a danger. So. But it is what it is. I hope you guys have been having a good day. I have been having a great day. Don't forget that the like buttons are free. It helps the channel out. And I always mention this during the first of the month. My goal to keep being able to do these things is that I got to make at least $25 a week through either super chats. I need to make it through super chats because then it ensures that I get a payout from YouTube every month. Because a lot of the thing is what you guys don't realize is YouTube doesn't give me like all the commercials that you guys see when you come into a live stream. The content creator doesn't get paid for it until like a day later. And it's those new views. So I'll get like 1,000 people that will come in and scroll through. And then the next day, it only gives me credit for like 20 views as far as getting monetized. So the only way that I make money doing the live streams is through the super chats or the tip jar. Also, Ohio is the only legal weed state if I cross the bridge, it's not legal over there. It's still illegal. I think they have the Delta 8, but they don't have anything with THC. I did not see it on the map, but on the map there is a smoke shop that does CBD, and it has the other stuff that I'm looking for. So when I put that short up, they demonetized it because of how controversial it is. So I'm just kind of keeping my mouth shut. You guys know what I'm talking about, especially you being my regulars. So if you want to, it's like $12 for a pre-roll, and honestly, it versus what they're charging for 3.5, it's not really economical because I would get better out of it would cost me the same for 4 pre-rolls than it would cost me for the 3.5. I'd actually get a half more. So if you guys, for those of you that have been asking and stuff like that, because you've been waiting for me to go find one of these shops, I'm near one. I am here until Thursday evening. At Thursday evening, I am hopping a bus to Washington, D.C., where I'm going to meet my business development specialist through the homeless entrepreneur. Her and I had a great talk today, and I got to. She's kind of helping me with some things. I want to ask you guys some questions because there's been a lot of suggestions, about kind of different avenues that I can go and kind of how I can do this. Now, you guys know that my goal is to eventually get housed. Now, with everything that's going, a global economic collapse, domestic and civil unrest and all this other stuff, I really don't see it as a potential, but there is still a possibility. So to be able to get off the streets, I am going to have to make a livable income off of YouTube and all the different ways in which I make money. So I've been asked that quite a few times in chat or in the comments in some of my videos. So I wanted to address it publicly. That, well, thank you for the super chat, 99 cents, much appreciated. But it's the way that it all works is just, it is what it is. I do eventually want to. A lot of things are kind of moving really fast in my life, although it may not seem fast. There's so many different things. It's kind of like I've got so many different paths. I'm trying to figure something out. So I want to ask you guys a couple of questions, and then you guys can ask me any question you want about homelessness, and you guys can ask me anything about anything within reason. As long as it's not something controversial. Now, I did put something up on the community tab because you guys hear me talk a lot about how content creators really aren't able to put out a lot of the information that they want. So if after this live stream, if you watch that video, it's by a guy that I follow, Graffiti. It shows those that want to be able to speak the truth or that want to be able to speak their mind, the obstacles in which they're going to face. Okay. So the question is, so it's been suggested that as I do my walk, that I do it as a cause in my homelessness, essentially, and that I do a lot of my material as as marketing for something like that. And it was suggested kind of like how March of Dimes does it, where you say, okay, for every mile you give me a dime or a penny or a nickel or whatever it is. And I do about 300 to 400 miles a month. I could do it over on Patreon and just have okay, I know I'm going to make at least 300 miles a month. If I make more, that's just more for me. But if you just want to do something like that, we can definitely do something like that. It's already kind of set up like that anyways. Where if, whether you do the 5, 10, or 20, plus you get access to chat, you get pictures, you get to see parts of the trail and stuff like that. So that's been something that's been suggested to me. Another thing that's been suggested to me is that during the day when I'm walking, when Sam and I are going and stuff like that, that I do a live stream while I'm walking and just kind of show you guys the scenery and talk to you and answer any questions that you have. But by the time I do this live stream, this is my time to settle down for the night. I'm setting up camp. Sam and I have eaten or are about to eat. Sam's already eaten. I haven't eaten yet, but I've been munching throughout the day. So we, to do something like that, and if I do something like that, should it be something that's like members only, or should I, what do you guys think? Because you guys are the ones that watch my content. You guys are the audience. You are the one that I'm pandering to as far as making sure that I'm bringing valuable content to you. So I'm trying to figure some of these things out because, especially with the fact that I'm going down to meet Pebbles. If things work out the way that I see them working out, I'm going to have to be static and stable for about a year, and then her and I are going to be looking at possibly getting a piece of property, whether she's buying the property and I'm just a visitor, or we go in halves on a property or something like that. And then that will, again, what I've been working towards is, my big thing is I eventually want to get to a point where I can afford my own property and start a homestead. Be on some sort of body of water to be able to set it up off grid to where I don't have to work around communal property. Because one of the things that most people don't realize, and this is all across the United States, it doesn't matter what state you're in, if you get any type of public utilities or resources into your property, therefore it becomes communal property. And so therefore you lose rights to your property when you bring water in from the city. You lose rights to your property when you bring electricity in, or if you bring in sewage and garbage, or even the mail and stuff like that. So I'd have to go to a post office box and do things like that if I really wanted to keep it off grid, and I would have to be doing it outside of the municipality of the city and do it in the county region, because the county will have less restrictions on me for what I do, and so therefore I'm not going to have to go through so much permits and stuff like that, because I'm on the county. I'm in county jurisdiction. So, but that is what it is. So I just want to know what you guys think. I'm going to go through and I'm going to start answering the questions. So one of the things that because Pebbles and I talked before but before the live stream, and then we talk after the live stream, and one of the things that she was telling me that she didn't know, that because she was wondering, she's like, why don't people just send you like a gift card or things like that? I'm like, well, why would they? I have three ways in which you can send me a money. A gift card really isn't going to matter unless you want to ensure that I spend the money right there at that place. Now, if you're going to send me any type of gift cards like that, you can send me digital gift cards to my email, friartuck@hobotuck.com. But you're going to want to send me something either that has Dollar General or Walmart, because those are the places in which I go. But those only work for about 80% of the time, because some of the cities you go through, they don't have a Dollar General. You got to go to the local gas station and you got to sift through what they have in order to be able to pick up the food and resources that you may need. But that is something that is possible for you guys that want to do things like that. So so she said that I should probably address it. And a lot of the reason, at least from what I've understood and some stories that I've heard, a lot of the reason why people would prefer to like send care packages versus sending money is because they're not only the stigma of homeless, where, oh, we're going to go spend it out on drugs and stuff like that. But the other thing is like a friend of mine gave a homeless guy, he gave him a job, gave him some money, and as soon as the guy got his first pay, he took that money and went and bought a bunch of alcohol, and he passed away due to alcohol poisoning. And so, he felt guilty and said that that's the reason why he would never give the homeless money. So that's, with care packages and things like that, I presume that that's a lot of the reason why people do it. Plus, also, a lot of you guys would rather send me gear because it's more valuable than $1 sometimes, because the gear is going to last me. It's part of my survival. It's what allows me to survive as is. So, like I need to replace my hammock. I need to get like a tent hammock combo. I need to replace my sleeping bag, things like that. So, and plus, like Jeremy, he sends me some of the most awesome things. And I don't want to forget about his Olight affiliation. So if a lot of the stuff that he sends me is Olight, and I find it to be good products, I actually like it over Walmart and Amazon. A lot of the reason why is because I look at Amazon as the online Walmart. The only convenience is, direct to your door shipping. But, because both really, they put out products at a higher price that are a lower quality. And that's always been my frustration with Amazon, because usually when you go online, you don't have to pay the high overhead to get your gear, because you're not having to pay for the cost of a cashier and the cost of administrating that employee, and then the management that has to administer that employee. So therefore, you're supposed to get a cost savings. But through Amazon and Walmart, they're not really giving you that cost savings. They're pocketing it for themselves. And it's not really for the end consumer, especially like somebody in the lower echelons of the economic food chain like me. That is almost malicious to the way in which we live. Okay. And so she thought that I should address that and stuff like that, or at least say it, because she didn't know it, and so on and so forth. The other thing that she suggested that I talk about, because she didn't realize it or didn't know, was that, so we were talking this morning about the reason why, especially being in this lifestyle, following through on what you say is so important. And I was telling her this story about when we got to Gainesville. So those of you that have been following me around since Gainesville and heard me tell this story, you've probably already heard this, but this was something very impactful that I knew this, but it's a way for me to be able to tell a story so that you guys understand like the amount of danger that you have. So out here you have three main antagonists, which are housies. So you guys see a lot of these trolls that come in and call me a loser and all this other stuff, and they say these things. And those are the types of houses that scare me, because those are the people that are going to use the police as, which is your second antagonist, and weaponize them against the homeless population. Those are the people that are going to throw bottles and cans at you as you're walking down the road. Those are the people that are going to do everything they can to make your life miserable. And there's a couple of reasons why they do it. One, they've been taught to hate the homeless in the same way that supremacy groups teach you to hate anybody but your group. And so it doesn't matter whether it's supremacy or an inferiority complex. You have people out there that look at the homeless and understand that we are a vulnerable population. By the time you become homeless, you don't have any family left. So for example, me, because my old man and my Aunt Lisa made sure to drag my name through the mud, even in the worst time of my life, because of trying to prop themselves up. Now that whole side of the family really doesn't talk to me, doesn't have anything to do with me, and I'm okay with that, because if they're willing to fall for the dumb stuff, then then they really didn't need to. I don't really need to be in contact with them. Whereas my mom did the same thing, but that family became that side of the family became malicious towards me. I mean, even to the point when my mom overdosed on her pills and I found the body, they were trying to convince the police that I was the one that did that to my mother. And every time the police would come back and say, "We see no evidence of foul play, everything lines up," but yet they said, "No, you need to keep looking. We know for sure. We know for sure." Because my mom would say some of the craziest, dumbest things, because she would get off playing both sides against the middle. So do I have any real family to be able to help me? No, my old man, he's still there, but because him and I there's other issues. Him and I keep each other at arm's distance. I really, like, even when I went down to Florida, I didn't go to see him. I went to pick up something that I left at the house, and I would have met my stepmom, not him. Okay, so by the time you get out here, you have nobody. Either you've burned the bridges, or the bridges were burned many years prior without any, for various reasons. Okay, so if something happens to you, nobody cares. Okay, you're just another statistic. And so when you're out here and those housies come after you, or the police come after you, and they're also doing it on behalf of the politicians who, in order to garner your vote, weaponize the police against us. And then you also have to deal with the gang members, because a good portion of those of us that live outside have some form of addiction problems. Some don't, but it's very rare. A good portion of us do. And so with that being said, then, like, if you don't follow through on what you say, especially to a gang member, well, that makes them look weak, because you're in more of a barbaric or a primal living situation. You're going back to your roots. Oh, hold on, we got a train coming through. All right, guys. I want you guys to see the train. I love showing trains. I think that's I can't tell. I can't read that. But anyways, being homeless, you kind of have this you kind of have this thing that nobody really cares. And so, like, there was this lady, like, when we first got into Gainesville, we were in the downtown area, and a couple of days prior to me running into a former a friend that I knew, and we were talking, and he was telling me, he's like, the lady got burned alive like 2 nights ago. And I was like, really? I heard a lady screaming, but I thought she was just a crazy running off. I didn't realize that was happening. And a lot of people will look at it and go, oh, wow, that's a random act of violence. It's not a random act of violence. What ended up happening, most likely, because I don't know all of the details, but she didn't do what she was supposed to do. So if she was being pimped out, she may not have brought her John the right what is it, the she might not have brought him the right amount of money, and he got tired of it because, to him, she's stealing from him. Okay, or it may have been over the fact that she had run up enough debt to where she was never going to pay it, and so therefore the only retribution was to take out the problem, because in this lifestyle, if you don't pay what if you say you're going to pay your dealer and you don't pay your dealer, well, eventually what will happen is it will put your life in danger. So a lot of homeless, that's why you'll see them go from city to city. They'll stay there for a while, months to years, and then they'll burn their bridges, and in order for their own self-preservation, because of just the addict, what happens in the addict lifestyle, they will go to another city and burn those bridges, which is why a lot of your homeless are considered transients, but they're not always on the move like I am. I move every day. I walk 10 to 20 miles every day. That's kind of what separates me from those transients. Okay. And so at this point, if you make a deal and you tell somebody you're not gonna that you're gonna follow through on it, if you don't, it could be fatal for you. It could cost you your life. And this is why it's so important that when you're in this lifestyle, that you follow through on what you say you're going to do. It becomes more important than you as a housey, because you as a housey can tell somebody off and run and hide behind your four walls. I got nowhere to hide, and they know where to find me. Now, I mean, a housey still has, you can figure out where they live, but they got a lot more security. Plus, not only that, they have the ability to call the police, and the police will show up to protect them. The police are not going to show up to protect me. The police are going to show up as if I'm the antagonist. They come from that place in the beginning. So that's what makes homelessness so dangerous, okay? And there are good police officers out there. I've met them. But there are also police officers out there that are like, I'm doing my job, and this is my job, and they just don't care because they're hiding behind doing their job. But they forget that the whole Hague Convention and that was signed because the Nazis tried to say I was doing my job, but that was not a valid excuse. And that's why when you go into the military, the first thing that they will tell you when you sit down in their boot camp classes is that you are required to follow every order that you are given unless it's immoral, unethical, or illegal, which that is the only way in which you're not bound to follow orders. Within the civilian lifestyle, they are not held to that same level of accountability. So therefore, they can hide behind I was just doing my job, and then get immunity from it because they were hiding behind I was just doing my job. And now a lot of that is getting to turn, and I will be talking about the Bakersfield case a little bit later, because I know some of you will ask that question. So I'm going to wait till a little bit later to address that. But my business development specialist and I were sitting back and talking about the ramifications of the Bakersfield case, because there's going to be a lot of legal scholars that will debate whether or not the Ninth Circuit Court was overturned in this decision, or whether this created a new list of qualifications to decide whether it is a violation of the Eighth Amendment or not. And I think that there's going to be a lot of legal scholars that are going to debate. But at this point in time, the real thing that I guess I am addressing it now. The real thing that you need to really think about, especially if you have the ability to contact your representatives and your senators, is that the homeless, in so many ways, the reason why they can do what they can do to us is because we're not a protected class. We're not a woman. We're not part of the rainbow crowd. We don't have a disability, a recognized disability, or anything else like that. So we don't get protection, like the special protections of a protected class. What they're doing with these laws is that it's like it's almost like the Jim Crow laws, in the sense that instead of being blatant and open about targeting a specific group of people, what they're doing is they're indirectly, yes, Pebbles, I see that, thank you, um, is what they're doing is indirectly coming after us. Okay, so for example, a park ordinance: you cannot sleep in a public park. Okay, and the reason, this is why I say that this decision is a new qualifier, because it still doesn't overturn what the Ninth Circuit Court said, because the Ninth Circuit Court said that if you are making an ordinance that says that to if you're sleeping on the sidewalk, then, like what they're doing in Tennessee, where it's a felony to sleep outside on a sidewalk, because it's all considered public property and you're not allowed to sleep on public property. Well, what what they're doing is they're directly targeting a group of people, but yet they're not providing them with a remedy. Okay, and so within law, you cannot penalize somebody without giving them an option to cure. And so what that means is, if they don't have enough shelter space, they cannot tell me that I'm getting a ticket for sleeping on public property. But let's say I go and sleep in a public park. Well, the ordinance says in the public park that nobody can sleep in it. So it's not directly targeting the homeless, because it's applied equally across the board to everyone. Okay, not just the homeless. But the thing is who are the only people that would sleep in the park? It is the homeless that would sleep in the park. So therefore, it is indirectly targeting them without targeting them. It's like those videos where you say, "Tell me you're white," without telling me you're white. And that's essentially what this Bakersfield case really did. But I still think that this Bakersfield case is a red herring. It really means nothing because of what Florida is doing. What Florida is doing is they are now saying, okay, well, the Ninth Circuit Court says that we cannot criminalize homelessness unless we provide a remedy. So what they're doing is saying, okay, well, we're going to set up these dignity villages. If there's no shelters, then you have to go to these dignity villages. But what they fail to account for is that now makes it more dangerous for us, because now you have the cops are going to look the other way, because the gangs will come in there and overrun it. I mean, there are so many bodies buried around Grace Marketplace in Gainesville that people are scared to go to Gainesville if you know what's really going on there, especially if you're in the drug crowd. Okay, because the thing is if you cross your dealer and you don't do what you say you're going to do, there's open land and nobody's going back there, because they have control over it. And they have one of the most disturbing cases that came out of Gainesville is that there was two girls and a boy. They kind of had like a poly relationship, and they were up on a hill having a chat with a guy that I guess he was. The rumor was that they were talking with one of the head dealers. Which, if you're a dealer, that means you're associated by the gangs, whether you're paying their tax or whether you are a made member. And so they found the bodies and the bones of the two girls and the guy, and they didn't, it shook the community because of everything that was going on. And so a lot of people are scared of Gainesville for that reason, because of the things that happen. And so you're going to have dignity villages that are going to pop up, and you're going to have these same results. So what you're really doing is throwing us in the lion's den and saying, hey, I hope you survive, and therefore putting us in more danger. And if this gets adopted by the several states, then what happens is now it may end up being ran by national FEMA instead of state FEMA. And then you've got things like the Japanese internment camps, Auschwitz, and things like that. And so and once it becomes easy to take the homeless, because we're the most vulnerable, we're the easiest targets, and the politicians can garner a lot of votes by using the homeless issue. They're doing it right now. If you're on the left, you're saying that you're saying that, oh, we need to give more money for all of these homeless programs. Please stop giving money to the homeless, because we need to give it to these not-for-profits, because the not-for-profits are profiting off of our situation and then lobbying Congress to force people to stop giving money to the homeless. Whereas on the right, what they're doing is they are saying that because of homeless, they're nothing but drug addicts and they're useless members of society and they will never do anything and they're bums and they're taking your tax dollars, and so therefore they incite anger, hatred, and violence against us. And so both parties are doing the same thing in a different way, and they're using us as a platform to garner your vote. And so it's so much easier to sit there and say, we can fix the homeless issue and we can put you in we can put people in these camps, vote for us and we'll vote for this bill. And then next thing you know, because people are going, oh, well, it's how we're going to solve homelessness. No, it's not. You're committing mass genocide, whether you realize it or not, and you're complicit in it. You are no better than the Nazis that you talk about hating. Okay, because that's exactly what they did, and they're going to do that to us, and it becomes a slippery slope. And so when people keep telling me, yes, it's getting more and more dangerous out there, I'm very well aware of this. This is why I'm trying to get off, but I'm doing it in my way, and I know how to be able to blend in and something like that. So those of us that are going to be successful know how to know how to deal with this, and so this is. This is really the thing that we need to be worried about is not really what's going on in the Bakersfield case, but what Florida is doing, because if it gets adopted nationally, we're screwed. Okay, you're going to have a large segment of society, and let's say we're having a global economic collapse. Let's say because the dollar collapses as the global reserve currency. What does that mean for us? Well, that means that you're going to see anywhere from 10 to 30% homeless. That means you could see as many as 90 million people homeless. Now put 90 million people in an internment camp and call it a dignity village. And now you've just gotten rid of what you consider your useless eaters. Okay? Because that's the way both of them are really portraying us. And that is really the problem that the homeless community needs to start preparing for, because it's about to get beyond dangerous, but it's going to take a couple of years. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to take a couple of years. And a lot of because Florida and Texas are the leaders in the conservative-leaning states, those will be the first 26 to 30 states that will adopt this, and then the rest will take it on. And so you'll be forced to either move to liberal states and hope that it's better, or you might move to conservative states and hope it's better. Or if you think that you're going to be caught by being homeless, you better be very, very scared, because it's not the homeless you have to worry about. It's your government, it's your police, it's your military that you will end up having to be afraid of at that point in time. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear it, but that's the truth. Okay? And that's really, and her and I are still discussing this, my business development specialist, because she's running an NGO. And so her and I are sitting back and having this discussion, and we're gonna discuss this more when I meet up with her in DC on Monday, because she'll be in Sunday. I'll meet her Monday and Tuesday. I'm gonna shadow her, and then on Wednesday we're gonna go to the rally, and I'm gonna try and do a live during the rally so I can show you guys what's going on, and I'll still do a live at night. Okay, so, well, it depends. I will make a concerted effort to do a live at night. It just depends upon what my energy level is and whether or not I have become exhausted. So let's go ahead and get to your comments so I can hear what you guys have to say. So I've already said hi. Okay. Hey, start lining up for the, oh yes, good thing you got the handlebar rides out of the way. Let's see, Melody, okay, I'll say side conversation. What's up, Bucknut? Rebooted member taking a few 9 literally as okay. Okay. Hi, what's up, Mr. Orange? I had to create a new account because this login details were on my laptop. I'm on a ferry on my way to France right now. Hey, enjoy your trip. I remember you saying something about that yesterday. So, it sucks when you don't remember your passwords. If you have a proper naming convention, it will make it a lot easier. So I add and subtract certain things from my password. And so I have a proper naming convention, because sometimes, like, I change devices and I got to figure this out. Okay, your travels sound very nice. It's mighty fun to be ignored. What's up, DFH? I wasn't ignoring you. Um, okay, I also have had to get a few new accounts from time to time. Okay, okay, I still have a long way to go to Germany. 2 trains and a bus ride. How long is, like, what's the hours on that? DFH, you know we all love. Yes, DFH, we all love you. We're having this conversation because of you. Thanks to DFH, he sent me the 90-page summary, and I will be reading it when I get into DC, probably this weekend, because I'll get in like late in the day on Friday. So, okay. What's up, Cherokee? Glad to see you. Hey, by the way, I found one of those stores. If you didn't catch my short, I found one of those stores. It's $12 a pre-roll, like 48 for 3.5, but it's more cost efficient just to go for 4 pre-rolls than it would be to buy the 3.5. So just so you know. Blessings to you and Sam the dog. And what's up, Dekine? Nice to see you. Happy 4th of July. Yes. Yes, Linda, I see that, and I think I've even spent time. Be sure to use the chat function, Linda. That's what it's there for. You can go over there and chat with Alfred and Jeremy, because those guys are very active over there. I pop in from time to time. I'm more of a lurker. But yes, welcome over to Patreon. Decide which one you like better. Or do both. It's up to you. The entire East Coast is heavily populated, makes stealth camping very tricky. Yes, it is. The further east you move, the denser the population gets. Well, Melody's here. She said she'd be right back. What's up, Mustard Seed? Nice to see you. Let's see here. Okay, happy 4th. Okay. Hey there, Lynn. Okay. Ian. Okay. Mustard Seed. Thanks for the tip in my super chats very much. Thank you. Okay, I will try again, son, Linda, but for this weekend, I need to be careful with my funds. Melody, we got you taken care of. I do send you links to stuff just to make sure that you're taken care of. So how much do you need for that big joint? I didn't get what you meant. Okay, so the pre-rolls are 1G, okay? An eighth is 3.5. So they want to charge $48, that's including tax, for 3.5. Whereas with that same 48, I could get 4. So it's up to you what you want to send. It's either 12 for 1, 24 for 2. But if you gave me enough to get a 3.5, I would probably spend it on the pre-rolls, because I just find that to be more cost efficient than what they're asking me to spend on a half a gram less. But they do have an indica dominant hybrid in there that's at about 18%, which is right in my sweet spot. Okay, Melody, okay. Tesla drivers are the best drivers on the road. Agreed. I don't know. I say that they're responsible. They try and be, Ricky. Okay, I just haven't gotten to it yet. Getting ready for a hurricane. Yeah, oh yeah, you got hurricane, what is it, Blythe or something like that that's coming at you. But you're gonna be on the outer band, so you're just gonna get heavy rain. Now the Texas grid is so undermanaged and outdated that a windstorm or an ice storm will take you out. So just be prepared more for no power than anything. That's really what's going to be bad. Okay. Walmart, good at that. Yes. Of course, Melody. Okay. Walmart took too long refunding my money back onto my account and caused my Patreon account to fold. Well, it shows that you've got another free trial going. I don't know how many times you can do a free trial, or if you got to do a new account every time. I mean, if you guys want to do it that way, I'm not going to complain. It's for those that have it will and have the ability to give it will. Those that don't, don't. But if you can figure out a way to be able to get a free membership, go for it. I'm not gonna condemn you for it, especially if you're financially strapped. Now, if you're not financially strapped and you're doing that, I mean, what you do to others will do to you. So, Tuck, what's the best email to contact you at? FriarTuck@hobotuck.com. The website email or your Yahoo one. my website, because that's the one that I check the most, because that's the one I get the least amount of spam. I have a lot of people that are constantly marketing me to do my YouTube channel. I'm like, no, I'm good. Maybe one day, but not right now. So, okay, I'd like to send you some info, but I'm not on Patreon. Yes, friartuck@hobotuck.com. That is the email that I check on a regular basis, so on and so forth. What's up, Pebbles? Glad to see you. Website, email is best. Yes, okay. My sister is in a homeless shelter in Canada. We're trying to get her to a visa to here. I told her about my van idea. You know, for you and your sister, if you guys can get along, it would work out for your safety. Okay. What are ways... yeah, I know. What are ways to make money when someone is homeless? I heard collecting cans is a decent money. Well, Timmy, the easiest way to make money when you are homeless is, if you really have the stomach for it, is to go dumpster diving. People throw away good working things, like brand new things, instead of going and getting a refund because they didn't keep the receipt. They throw it in the trash, and that becomes your gold. And I talked to a guy that he makes, you know, a couple $1,000s a week doing that. Now he's in recovery, so instead of it going to the dope man, it's going in his pocket, and that is actually how, you know, he's talking about buying a house using that. So dumpster diving, especially if you wanna wait till the day of, or like when people put their trash cans out like the night before, so you're gonna be doing something like that. You'll start like right around dusk, and you'll work through till about 4 to 6 a.m. and then, you know, you'll probably sleep till about 10. And then you'll get up and go to a park and lay down stuff, or go to a place where you know you can sell your stuff. And so that's an easy way to make money. Also, getting in the digital economy is another way, but you know, you can also use that, like getting an Etsy website. But I talked to a guy today who was telling me that he had to go get a job because his Etsy, like he's one of those guys that goes and buys the storage lockers that are up for auction. And he was telling me that he finally had to go get a job because, you know, for years he'd been supporting himself, but he's not making enough money on it right now. And I said, you know what? That, you know, that's the sign of the times. That's the economy. That's kind of what I'm struggling with, because I know that people are, if you're not struggling, you're about to struggle. And, you know, that's why it's not that I feel guilty about asking for money, but I know that some of you guys, just because of the poor mismanagement by our politicians, you're going to be stuck in the same predicament that many of us are. Right now, I think 80 to 90% of the average Americans are below the middle class line, which is you need to make $100,000. Okay. Okay. I will keep you in my thoughts daily for you and your sister. Okay. I collected cans also, and it will keep you fed. Yeah. Collecting scrap metal, especially if you can work with the contractors to come in there and strip the scrap metal, but you may also have to provide them some sort of security to keep other people that will just come in there and rob the place. Because like that's the biggest thing that contractors have with the homeless, is that they'll have a skeleton up and they'll have everything going, and then they'll have a group just come by and rob them of all their copper, and so they got to relay all that copper again, and so they hire a security company. But if you can do the same thing and you know, and not charge them any extra, but you'll yet still take away their scraps, I bet you'll make a lot of good connections within the construction industry. Okay, I just thought it would be ease how much you have to carry on your back daily. You could pick up a little dog food each time you stop. Yes, and Pebbles, that is a great point. But you know, everybody has what they feel comfortable in. Okay. When a homeless person, when I was housed, whether I was homeless, when I was housed and a homeless person would come up and say, I'm hungry, well, I would say, okay, let's go to McDonald's, pick whatever you want off the menu, I'll pay for it, no problem. Because if you're telling me you're hungry and then I give you $20 to go get you and somebody else some food, and you go and take it to the dope man, well, I don't feel right about that because you lied to me. And I've had people tell me, oh, well, you're homeless, it's okay to lie. And I'm like, that it doesn't make it okay to lie just because you're homeless. Just because you're homeless doesn't mean you get to wallow in the mud with the pigs. Again, people give what they feel comfortable with, and I try and meet them at their level. And yes, there are things that would make things more convenient and make it a lot easier, because like when we left that farm day before yesterday, the guy asked me if I needed dog food. And I'm like, no, I don't need dog food. I just bought her some dog food. So we're walking out. Well, the dude comes by, hands me dog food. And like, my rule is anything that anybody offers me, I do not turn it down. And the reason why I don't turn it down is because because there are people that I see in the comments that say, I tried to offer a homeless person something, they didn't want it, and so now I don't feel comfortable ever giving a homeless person something because they didn't take what I wanted. So again, it's about the next guy. So I do the packages because most of what I've sent I already have. No, Jeremy, your packages are a godsend, and everything that you and Alfred have sent me is absolutely 100% useful. There is nothing that you guys have sent me. What Pebbles is hearing me talk about is like a lot of the people, like I was walking down the road and I had somebody give me a homeless bag, but it turned out to be 4 homeless bags. I had to take half that bag and throw it in the trash because I either didn't want it to explode in my bag. I already had too much of that and stuff like that. After the person left, I felt bad about it, but I had to do what I had to do. And like 4 bottles of water. Well, I got my own water. I didn't need the 4 bottles of water. I just wanted the can of Coke that he was offering and stuff like that. And so I have a lot of people that will do stuff like that and send me things. It's like, or give me things that really aren't, that really kind of weigh me down, and they think that they're doing a good thing, but they're not realizing that they're throwing my back out, and I'm getting calcium deposits because of like right around my collarbone because of how much my bag weighs. That's why I told the guy I didn't want the dog food. Now I was going to need to buy dog food in a few days, but now I have that dog food, and I've just figured out a way to just carry the extra weight, but we're moving a lot slower. So, but you need to do it daily and not have a smoking habit. Okay, yeah. Okay. I like care packages, same reason I don't give cash for birthdays and holidays, because it's meaningful and thoughtful. I completely agree with you, Alfred. And again, I'm not complaining about it at all, especially with what you and Jeremy have sent me. It is a godsend. Without what you guys have sent me, I would be up shit creek. If it wasn't for what Scott gave me, I would be up shit creek. The Emberlight, yesterday, the anchor, that was perfect. It was a perfect situation. And next Monday's gear review is going to be on my power setup, on how I keep my power going, because I go through 2 or 3 batteries a day doing what I do, whether it be navigating myself, doing live streams, having conversations, doing my research, keeping up on things like that. So having lots of power is important to me. And because of the care packages that you and Jeremy have sent me, I am so set. It's like now people are offering me stuff and I'm like, I don't need it. I know you want to send it, but I don't need it. You guys have covered every single thing that I need. So it's not a complaint or anything else like that. What Pebbles was wanting me to do was to explain for some people that were wondering like why people do this and why people don't. It's not a complaint or anything else like that, because people want to know, like why do people only send care packages? Well, like you said, it's because it's a thoughtful gift, and yes, it is a very thoughtful gift. And Alfred, I got to ask you, were you able to get that package rerouted here? Because I can go to the post office tomorrow in Parkersburg if it has. Just let me know. I'm hoping you were able to, or at the very minimum, able to get a refund, because I have felt guilty about not being able to get that package the whole time. I really do. Even though you said I'm not gonna hold you accountable because it was a screw up of the post office. It still makes me feel guilty because everything that you send me is always absolutely amazing. Okay, so live stream while walking would be cool. Yeah, okay. I don't mind Olight for the money. Amazon rips everyone off. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to get good gear, go through Ask Jeremy, and he will give you a link. I did like the walking videos. Okay. Don't forget to hit the like button. The video goes out to people during the live. Collecting cans works great when you gather around homeless camps. Yes, and that is that is absolutely true. It was just a thought. I see now how people want you to have things they think you can use. My thought was it's a lot to carry. Yeah, it is a lot to carry, but the thing is I still need all this stuff. And it's out here, it's either feast or famine. And so when it's feast, that's why you don't turn anything down, because 3 days down the road, if you would have turned that stuff down, now you're in a famine and now you're screwed. Yeah, it really messed up. It costs a lot to carry as far as like the wear and tear on your muscles. But again, it's either feast or famine out here. And when it's feast time, you turn nothing down, because that very shortly you're not going to be having. And that is what carries you through to the next feast. And so that's what's important. And you're good. You're good there, Pebbles. This would be good if we get a woman's eye view about a lot of stuff. Oh, you mean with Pebbles? Yes, that would be nice. You can't buy alcohol or tobacco products with Walmart gift cards either. Did not know that. Because I would be tempted to buy cigarettes with it. I really would. You guys already know what my vices are. You know what I'm going to spend my money on. I mean, I'm going to buy food for the dog, then food for me, then I'm going to buy cigarettes, and then I'm going to buy my weed. Those are going to be, that's the list of my priorities as far as the things in which I spend money on. And so, some of those things, some of you guys may not agree with. I have people that don't like the fact that I smoke. Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it. And so if you don't want to contribute to my smoking habit, then you probably wouldn't want to give me money, because I may end up using it on that. And if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. There's no right or wrong way, because, just like in relationships, you have to find somebody that you have to find somebody that fits with you, and you can't do this DEI with them and like, oh well, I'm going to date this person because I want to be inclusive. No, you're dating the people that you like. You do. And so even when you give, that's one of the few freedoms that haven't been infringed on, and I don't want to infringe on that either. There's really an art to packing a package, get rid of garbage, make it as compact and light as possible, like squeeze peanut butter over a jar because it's easier to eat as you go. Yes, and it's a lot, that jar weighs a lot more than that wrapping. And I ended up eating that peanut butter in like one day. I ate it I just opened my mouth and squeeze. Oh my God, I love that. I can't wait till I get another one. I always look forward to your care packages, both you and Alfred's. Car window washing at intersections seems to be on the uptick where I live. Really, I did not know that. Eating the package gets smaller. Yes. Okay. People don't get it when you say there's nobody. Okay. What do you mean by, as far as like there's nobody there for me? Okay. Not that there's nobody there for me, because I have you guys. Okay, but my family, if I called my Aunt Megan, and this when we were going through the housing crisis in Portland, while I still had my business, not even my aunt would let me park my car in front of her house and sleep so that I had a safe place to stay. Okay, so I had to go and do the duck and dodge while I was sleeping in my car. Okay, and you got to do that a lot, because in Oregon you can only stay at a rest stop for so long, and then the police will run you off and give you a ticket. In other places like here in Ohio, I've had no problem staying at the rest stops. Now I stay incognito, but I've had no problem staying at the rest stops. They don't have that issue. But in Oregon or the West Coast, they have that issue because they don't want a lot of the homeless congregating at the rest stops, because they've been kicked out of the cities and they got nowhere to go. And that's another thing with this Bakersfield case, is what it's saying is that it's going to push all the homeless out into county jurisdiction. And so now a lot of these small cities are going to get overran by the homeless population being forced out of the cities into the smaller cities, because they still need to survive. And then that's going to destroy small town America. And that is really the meat and potatoes of this country, not the big cities. And so, again, this Bakersfield decision is going to be very destructive on America. So nobody has left the building. Okay. Most of my family are already passed on. It's literally me and my son. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Nobody. Okay. Sup, homie? What's up, Alex? Alex Bikes Ham. I like that. Okay. I had a mobile home, but no water or electric, so all I had was a very large shelter. And yeah, that in itself becomes a health hazard because of waste disposal, bacteria buildup, ventilation, things like that. Good, Linda. I'm glad you dig the trains. McDonald's wants us addicted, yeah, to their crap. And I walked by a McDonald's, a Wendy's, a Burger King. I looked at my Burger King app to see if I had anything. Like, if you want to send me gift cards to fast food, send it for either a Burger King. I really don't like McDonald's because they discriminate against Sam. McDonald's has been the biggest discriminator against my dog. So I agree, people want to help, but want the small things that make a difference, like how important gear patches and Ziploc bags are. Oh, yes. And the fact is you took everything out of the packaging, put it in the Ziploc bag so that I could take it out of the packaging, and now I have extra Ziploc bags, and I'm like, yeah, because, that's kind of how you keep things organized in your bag. That's a bridge. I like the trains. Okay. Yeah, it's just a rail bridge. It's the one in Cincinnati is bigger. It's a Sheldon Cooper moment with the trains. Yes. Wow, we've had a lot of trolls today. Cam needs to go. Okay. Okay. I'm so jealous of your camp spot tonight. You got a river, bridges, barges, and trains. I just need a float, some music, a fishing pole, and it looks like heaven. Yeah, I know. Well, Fruity Pebbles, if you were here, I would totally, we would totally figure out how to make a floaty, because we could patch together something like make us a stick boat so that you can kind of like, get the buoyancy and kind of hang out of that. Kind of get really creative on it, but I bet you we could do something. It might take us a minute to put together and quite a bit of paracord, but I'm sure we could make we could use some branches and make you a floaty and not even have to go buy an inner tube. So no, he doesn't. Okay. Intellectual needs. Okay. Okay. It's definitely worse for women on the streets. I feel for them, raped all the time. Yes, Timmy, I agree with you. But it's also a catch-22 because a lot of it has to do with mental instability and addiction. And the average American, if given the choice to dance in the rain or feel no pain, they would choose to feel no pain. And I think that women are worse at it than men. And that's why they compromise themselves and put themselves in more comparable positions than men, because we're taught how to be self-sufficient, whereas we have taught our women to be dependent until recently. But now their independence has made it to a point where not only have they become toxic, but they're actually shooting themselves in the foot because they're still going to need that community to make sure for their security. Because, as All-American Prepper and I were talking on the phone, at a certain age, like around, I think, pre-puberty, women go through puberty earlier. So therefore, for like a brief 1 to 2 year period, women are stronger than men. But as soon as men go through puberty, they're now dominant over the men. So I didn't know that. He taught me that because he was telling me about, he's got a video where a girl is kicking the crap out of a boy, but he explains why. And and that whole little nuance, and it's like, wow, I never knew that. So it's definitely okay. So okay, let's see here. He needs to read the comments. I am reading the comments. Trolls are good because they add to chat engagement. It's why I like to let them get a couple of comments off before they are shown the door. And plus, it also gets you guys to see the ability or see the hostility that we're getting from the house community, because these people are not sleeping outside. people that sleep outside would not say those things. Those are the housed community that find it socially acceptable to treat us the way they do. Those are the people that scare me the most. Cam, no, that's the least. Okay. Now at least you have a solid question. Okay. Good job, mods. Yes. Sometimes it's a podcast. Yes. Yeah. Okay. What's up, Alex? Okay. He charged with a charger while admiring his hair. Okay. Um. Yeah, I'm laughing too. Okay. Okay. Yes, he does when it grows out more. Oh, you talking about my beard? Yeah. I don't know. All the women that I've asked their opinion on this, including Pebbles, has told me agrees with Melody that I don't need to be a Sasquatch, although I like it. I've been told I would look better like this with the scruff than I do with a long beard, but I like the long beard. And plus, the advantage of having a beard, especially a long beard, and I've learned this through talking. Oh, here, you guys want to see another train? Let's see if I can zoom in. And that's across the river. So, all right. So, one of the things that I've been told is that by having a beard, it actually gives you padding in your face so that somebody cannot give you a knockout blow if they swing on you. Okay? So, I think that train, I think they're building a string. So I love watching the trains, even though I don't ride them as like I used to. Timmy Smith, he will get to it. He goes through all the chat. He just goes off on tangents sometimes. We like that part. Yeah, that's why most of you guys show up. God created a few perfect heads. The rest put their hair on. Yeah, hey, I would give anything to go bald right now. I really would. Well, yeah, I would. I would love to be bald. I will never go bald. I've been told I'll never go bald. This is my hairline has always been like this. I'm in my 40s. It should already be receding. It's receded a little bit, but I won't go bald. I won't even get a horseshoe. Okay, Ganja Man, what's up? Okay, sorry. I thought my question was going to get lost in chat. No, Timmy. One of the things that brings everybody here, so if you're not a subscriber and you like these live streams, become a subscriber. Turn on the chat, turn on the bell notification so you know when I'm about to go live. And my whole goal. Now, I do put a 2-hour limit on my live streams because I do want to be able to have my personal time, especially to be able to talk with Pebbles. But 2 hours is my limit, and I try and get through every single question, even when you guys blow up chat. The reason why I close out early some days is because if there's no chat, like I'm talking this much takes a lot of energy, especially being the introvert that I am. I know Pebbles may disagree with me that I'm not an introvert. I've got golden retriever energy, but I just don't like interacting with a lot of people. And so if the chat runs out, then I'm already drained, and so therefore I close it out. I don't. Although some of you guys might think that I've been getting off to go chat with Pebbles. Pebbles gives me so much time to be able to talk with her that I'm not worried about not having enough time. So I'm not, although you may think that I am, and it may seem that I am, and just sometimes chat is lively and sometimes chat isn't. And when it isn't, that's when the live stream goes short. When it is, that's when the live stream goes the full 2 hours. Sometimes it'll even go over 2 hours because I want to get to all the comments. Okay. I'm glad you have hair. Okay. Should make camps where homeless can go and have toilets. Well, you know what? Actually, the homeless know how to make their toilet. What we did in Gainesville is they got one of those like little like the canopies, but put the thing around it. It's like you can get it. You can either get it or lift it from Walmart. It's like $20-$30, and then you just put a bucket with a bag liner in, and you just change the liner out every day. And that's how we used the bathroom when there was no bathroom and you had no privacy. And so in our camp we had like 4 women and like 3 guys, and so we kind of had to do that. It was mostly for the women so that they had their privacy. Okay, trolls equals sign channel is growing. They're actually helping. Yes. Yeah, and they think they're hurting me and they're helping me. Good. Melody's blushing. I think Hey, you know what? I would be happy to see a lot of people, couples and relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic, form within this community, because that is what really makes this community strong, is the personal interactions that we have. And so if Melody takes bushcraft up on his handlebar ride, I'm going to give both of them a pat on the back, because both of them deserve to. Bushcraft is a great man. I've talked to him on the phone. I have a lot of respect for him. Melody is a good person, and I have a lot of respect for her. And I think if the two of them can work together, then hey, she deserves a handlebar ride. It's all good. Okay. Hey, question, Tuck. What do you do when an old friend shows up who is homeless? She is in her 60s. The Northern girl hobbies. Well, it depends upon the relationship that you had with that person. They may have burned all of their bridges. You might want to take some time and understand their homelessness. When you are first homeless, you're kind of grasping at straws. So brain chemistry wise, they're going to be unbalanced, and they're looking for some stability because they've gotten completely unstable. I think that is something that you have to kind of play by ear. If this is somebody that you can get along with and you can trust, but don't be if you're worried that this person might be into the hard drugs. Although the person might get a little offended, it's your house, your rules, your safety. And so therefore, don't feel guilty if you want to go to the dollar store and get a drug test for them, if you feel that need. If somebody offered that to me, I'd be like, okay, well, you already know I smoke weed, so I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I understand why you're doing it, although I don't like it. And the same reason that I had a girl that I was dating do a background check without my permission. I understood why she was doing it. I just didn't like that she did it without my permission. As long as you say, look, everything checks out, I'm willing to help you, but I just want to make sure that I'm not inviting somebody that's going to put my home or my family in danger. I have no problem as long as you can pass the piss test. If you're okay with the fact that they smoke weed or whatever, or you might want to check their prescriptions and make sure that they're not like that they actually have prescriptions, because there's, especially within the older community, it's 50 and older, they have a big problem with prescription drug addiction, and a lot of it has to do with the doctors, and then the doctors try and take them off of it, and their body says no, and so therefore they become addicted. And you might want to see, hey, can I help this person get over this? And the thing is you cannot force somebody to go in and to go do a drug rehab, because it has to be their choice. And even though it's their choice, a lot of people go into drug rehab because they just need to, take a break, go on vacation. They have every intent as soon as they come out to go and relapse. Okay, but there are things, and a lot of the seniors are people that are older in age. They're getting decimated right now, and so it may be just an issue of economics. And if they're getting some sort of income, being able to give them a space to charge rent. I would be more than happy to pay somebody $200 or $300 a month to have a small little space in their garage. So let's say you have a 2-car garage, give me the one and you can have the other, and that becomes my space. Let me put up something privacy, set up the rules, maybe even make out a rental contract so that everybody's protected. But there are many avenues, but again, it depends upon what you're doing. Okay, now we're getting into some of the drama. Tuck and the Restless, yes. Okay, that's why I let them get a couple of comments. New interactions help tremendously during live. Yes, cartels. Okay, Jeremy Bucknut, you are the man. Glad you're here. Yes, okay. They stopped the homeless from sleeping along the, I can't pronounce that, river, and here, and told them they have to go to the county. County landowners don't want homeless people camping on their land either. Yeah, that's correct. There's crazy going on everywhere right now. And yeah, Pebbles, you guys are, I am really behind in chat. I really need to catch up. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the, okay, Mr. Tuck, what are we going to do when an old flame shows up? I have no old flames. If any of those women showed up, especially a certain one, um, uh, 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 yeah, they would not be welcome. No, when it's over, it's over. I'm not one of those people that keeps yearning after them, or even if I do, it's more of a physical thing than a than actually wanting to be with them. If an old flame shows up, I'm gonna kick her to the curb quick as I can, because if I'm with somebody, that's who's making me happy. That person had their chance. They screwed it up, and they walked away, and so therefore they get to suffer those consequences. And I'm not going to pick it up just because all of a sudden they want to grasp at straws and nostalgia. Okay, it's really hard situation because I fully see both sides. Yes, and that's the big problem with what's going on in the counties. Catholic, I'm new here. Okay. I guess I asked because he has Friar in his account name. Okay. Street names. Okay, so I know Pebbles' real name. I know her legal government name. But out here, you don't go by your government name. Those that do, I don't understand why, because within the homeless community, that's your protection, that's your alias, and the reason the way you get a name is you don't give your name to yourself. People give it to you. I gave Silver Spoon his name, and I tell everybody his name's Silver Spoon. Now, whether or not he tells other people it's Silver Spoon, but I can describe Silver Spoon to a T. Or if I sit there and say, hey, I know this guy Silver Spoon is here, they'll know exactly who I'm talking about because he embodies that personality. And so therefore the name is given. Friar Tuck was given to me 15 years ago. I like it. I've learned a lot about it. I've met friars. I've hung out with with friars. I think they're absolutely awesome. So okay, McMahon, why is that concerning you? Okay, I'm missing. I think it's just an honest question, Pebbles. Okay, people I heard about that, I don't understand how that's going to come out, but harming people, you have to sleep. Well, oh, you guys hear that? I know the song, I just can't remember the name. Okay, sorry, ADD moment. I'm not ADD, but yeah, anyways. That's one of the things, like when I follow Ayana around. Okay, that was a motorcycle. That's why we heard that. The reason why I'm going to be shadowing Ayana around is because I want to be able to be introduced. And when we go into the Capitol Day, I want to make sure that I have one of them take me over and let me talk to the Supreme Court so I can get a better understanding of this whole Bakersfield case. People, did you see my comment? I got it. Okay. I would build a small homes with all that war money. It's not about homes, okay? To be homeless, you have to be broken. Me and the more I talk to Pebbles, the more she brings out how broken I really am. Because you don't, when you live in it every day, you don't realize how broken you really are. And there's conversations that we have that I look at and I go, wow, I am really broken. You cannot be out here without being broken in some way, whether it be just the scars of life and the cruel things that society does to you, or the circumstances that put you out there, that put a chip on your shoulder. There's a lot of different things. We're the new Jews. Yeah, pretty much. I actually thought about starting a janitorial business. Well, General Twinkie, if you ever want some advice on starting a janitorial business, I will charge you $50 because I will give you some of the most valuable information. But I will sit there. I will give you a 1-hour phone call to sit back, and I will give you all the different ways in which you can start a janitorial business, what to do, how to expect it, and all that stuff. So if you want it, you'll have to start by emailing me at friartuck@hobotuck.com. But if you want me to give you advice on how to build, because I started my janitorial business with $20, okay? I bought a couple of leads and I moved from there. But it's more than just that. I have a sales background. I understand the clientele. I have a janitorial background. I'm actually a journey level janitor. Okay, because I was unionized. So that's one thing. Okay, okay. Stupid. Okay. Okay. Agree. Okay. Side conversation. Side conversation. What's going to happen to the homeless in Florida? Well, I think I talked about it a little bit with them being put into camps and DeSantis doing an end around with what the Ninth Circuit Court said. Okay, well, we have to offer them places, and that's how we get them off our property. Well, we're going to do that. But the thing is, they don't realize how detrimental that's going to be to their fellow human being. They're thinking they've got a solution without looking at the consequences. Okay, I think even the Supreme Court did not realize the consequences of their actions, because the indirect and unforeseen ramifications of their decision is going to be more destructive than it already has been. You got behind. You got behind and be violent. Okay. Okay, that's side conversation. It can happen overnight if we have a credit freeze in the financial institution. Yeah, that's possible, but I don't. It really. We would have to have a Weimar Republic situation, which means that somebody leaks it out. It would be like the Russians or the Chinese leaking it out, that we're printing money to pay our bills. Okay, and the Weimar Republic is what led to Hitler. Okay, because of that, it made it right for Hitler. In the same way that people were frustrated with the global elites is what gave us Trump. Trump is not Hitler, but the same emotions that were behind electing Hitler were behind electing Trump, because people were hurting financially. People were tired of all the crap. They wanted somebody that would act in their interest and fight for the people instead of corporate interests or foreign interests. And so that's why people like Hitler and Hitler and Trump and Putin all got elected. Now, I know it's in our Western way, they say, oh, well, those are all bad people, but there's a lot more to be said about that. Nobody is 100% evil and nobody is 100% good. You are a balance of both. So he may have had good intent, but he was co-opted by the Thule Society. And because of the Thule Society and their whole thing about bringing back the Aryan nation, it took him away from being a religious cleric to becoming the despot he became. But he would have been the next Martin Luther if the Thule Society hadn't come in and influenced him. So, I mean, that is the difference between having World War II and not having World War II. But also, we would have a different Europe as well, because the Allies were trying to break up Germany because it's always been a powerhouse. Germany has more influence on world politics than people really know. You could always go fight the banker wars. Yeah, no. That's one of the reasons why I'm glad I got a discharge from the Marine Corps, because I joined to protect my country, not to act in the corporate interests of these corporate elites that have no loyalty to my country. Okay. Okay. What's up? Hey, Butterfly. Good to see you. Okay. It's Triple H. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Oh God. Why? Okay. How is Sam's foot? Coming into town today, she stepped on something. We had to step into the library. I had to do some back office stuff. Gave her some rest. Dude, I'll show you right now what she looks like. That's the dog. But yeah, she's. I'm giving her as much rest as I can. We've got about a week worth of resting that she's gonna get. So Sam should be fine. She just needs to rest. And the thing is it's the small gravel that's really doing it, and that they got that spread all over the place, and it's really messy. And it's actually really harmful to her feet. I don't understand why they would put something like that down. But I'm thinking about it for care from my dog. I'm not really thinking about it from the reasons why they put it down. It may have been better, for the cold weather and stuff like that. About 20 hours with a few hours in Paris. Wow, that's a long time. Okay, he's only 30 minutes behind on comments. Holy cow. Bushcraft, read a write on those. Need a ride on those hand. My legs are really feeling like the. Oh wow! Hey, you got your first taker. Melody's gonna get jealous though. You've got that right, Bushcraft. Thinking I might text him to get the move on. Yes, I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. I can't find the join. I want to rejoin now. Melody, I don't know what it looks like from the end user experience. They don't tell me that. Okay. Texas is going to be slammed all season. I lived through 10 of them in my long life. Okay. Still doing my daily walks. Just not the full 2 miles lately. Well, just keep working. Every little bit helps. I mean, it took me about a month to be able to stand on my feet for more than 10 minutes after taking a year off my feet to heal. Okay, no, I'm fine for your Patreon. Can't seem to be able to actually. Okay, were you forced to get the? No, I being self-employed, I'm the only one that can force myself. I lost clients because I wouldn't get it, but I'm one of those. I'll stand on my principles before What is the saying? I'd rather die on my feet than on my knees. I figured out what went up to the second tier level. Okay, no one was forced to take anything. Walk to a construction site, ask for laborer's job. You will work, but the money is. I may when I get down to Pebbles, if that's necessary, you bet your ass God I will. I'm not willing to let my pride get in the way of having something that is meaningful to me. At this stage in my life, the relationships that I have with you guys and the relationships I have with the average or with the certain people in my life, those are more important to me than any dollar, any status symbol, anything. Because at the end of the day, you will be remembered for the impact you made, not the money you made. So, okay, what's up, Justin? Okay, that's not true. Okay, sometimes the choice is to comply and feed your family or lose your job. Yes, and there are a lot of people that were forced into that, and you have, so they're okay. So here, I will talk about this. Well, no, I should probably talk about this now. Okay, so a lot of people think that the Magna Carta was a big deal. But the thing is, the Magna Carta was void. It was never actually binding. Reason being is because when the nobility finally made it to the king, they made him sign it under threat of sword. And under legalese, anything done under threat of sword is non-binding. So therefore, after the king passed away, the new king that was coming in already sympathized with the nobility that went against the king, and so he quickly and silently signed it. Now, publicly, they tell us that the Magna Carta is the one and true document, but it's not true. There was a second one, and the second one is binding. The first one wasn't because it was done under duress, and so therefore, you have the ability to to make that argument in any court case, because they cannot, and you could actually overturn a lot of these corporate mandates by doing that if you can prove that you're being done under threat of duress. And when it comes to the safety and well-being of your family, there's no man or woman that isn't going to sacrifice themselves for their children. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Okay, last night I watched the videos. That's good. Okay, Linda. Okay, I sent you a couple of bucks on PayPal. Yes, Cherokee, I saw that. Thank you very much. It's not a choice when somebody makes a choice for you, Melody. Okay, in Germany, there is a can deposit. When you take one back, you get 25 cents. Many homeless people fully support themselves with it in the summer. Yes, and like in Oregon, Maine, and Rhode Island, I believe they also have it. There may be one, Michigan, I think, as well. And California has the CRV, which is 10 cents, last I checked. Falling asleep in the soothing tones of a tuck lesson. Yeah, good. Finally, somebody who's falling asleep to me. Everybody keeps going, oh, no, you're not boring. I'm like, dude, I bore myself so much. I put myself to sleep. Like, sometimes when I lose track of thoughts, I'm putting myself to sleep. I bore myself. Okay. Technically, it's a choice. That's a stretch. Okay. Wait, hold on. The top of being forced to take the jab. All of them died in 6 months of it being. Not everybody. There was a good percentage, but not everybody. Some of it was just was a placebo. That's really what it was. If you read the Meyer contacts, he talks about the different jabs, and I can't talk about it on here, but if you want to go read his contacts, you can search Future of Mankind wiki. It'll have it in there, because Billy Meyer has his own wiki page. Okay. Okay, Mel. Okay. People got offended when you turn something down. Sometimes I've been sat playing a harmonica, and I've literally been given 3 or 4 Taco Bells without being asked first. Yes, because people are kind. Everybody thinks that people are evil, and I think that is something that the Christian church really perpetuates in the West, is that we're inherently evil because of the original sin. But I've come to find out that people are inherently good. It's the congestion of the cities that really takes a person's humanity away. A bike with a trailer, and you can get a haul. Okay. I also saw lots of death too. Okay. Tuck loves my package. Oh, come on. Oh, God, no. Yeah, well, yeah. When the next time you give me a package, you better bring a stick. So I won't tell my wife, yeah, you're coming out of the closet. She better not know. She's going to be wondering who she married. Actually, I'm going to tell her she better get her shit together, because my package is an item. I love you, Jeremy. You are amazing. Oh my God, Jeremy is probably he is probably the funniest person I know. He always makes me laugh. I love talking to him in text message too from time to time. Okay, scissors I sent are dumb heavy, but sent for you. Announce on trail. They are good for city use. No, Alfred, honestly, that is the best gag gift anybody ever gave me, and I will not get rid of them for that reason. Although it may not have been intended for a gag gift, it was beautiful. It was perfect. It was the greatest thing ever. Quite frankly, every time I see those scissors, it puts a smile on my face. So never underestimate a good pair of scissors. Yet, well, no, they're not just scissors; they're shears. So if I ever come across a farm full of sheep, if I want to, I can sit there and say, "Hey, I have shears. If you put me to work, I can help you trim your sheep." So therefore, it is still useful. Relying on others. Okay. I didn't need a care package. I just need my package care. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. For the record, my wife will think it's funny. Yeah. Oh, I know she will. Jeremy, your wife is a special person to be able to tolerate you. God bless you, Friar Truck. Thank you, Justin. Ultralight items for Tuck because he's on trail. No. Ultralight is, and this is what Jeremy and I were talking about. I even talked about this on last night's live stream. It is not, lightweight is good on trail because you're out there for a short period of time. The trail's pristine. You're not really going to have that many barnacles and stuff like that. But like on the Buckeye Trail, or in my other travels, like through cities and stuff like that, the cheaper gear is a little bit more durable because it's a lot thicker. The lightweight stuff is so thin that if you run across one sticker bush, you just shredded your whole tent. That's an $800 tent. Why would I ever? No. I would rather go get a $30 tent, and if it gets screwed up because I'm in the bushes and I'm in a place, okay, I need to settle something. Okay, hold on, I'm switching down here. Okay, okay, I'm going to, okay. First of all, Melody, that is not acceptable. I will not tolerate you treating people like that. We come to your defense in the fact that you're doing that. I put you in timeout. I'm not going to tolerate that. You do not treat people that I care about like that, and that includes everybody in chat. You need to start being nice, or you will see my inner asshole, and you will not be welcome here. Understood that? So, issue settled. Thanks, Jeremy, for letting me know. Pebbles, I'm sorry I didn't get to it earlier. I see it. I'm trying to read the messages and stuff like that. So I do apologize, but it's been taken care of, and I will not tolerate that. And if I have to, look, Pebbles and I are on have a romantic we're not romantic now, but that's what we're building. And in the same way, I would say, don't attack my child. You don't attack my woman. Even though we're not officially dating, I'm still going to be just as protective of her. And say whatever you want, but Melody, you crossed a line, and I'm probably not going to talk to you for a few days. You do not do that. That is not acceptable. Okay, and Pebbles, I apologize. I saw your message. I was trying to get down to it, but Jeremy let me know that that I needed to get down further. So I apologize, and for those of you that don't like the drama, I apologize. Pebbles, I hope you're still here, because quite frankly, and I will apologize to you tonight if you're not. That's not okay that lady, that somebody is doing that. Pebbles is off limits, guys. Come after me all you want. But if you're gonna come after Pebbles, you're gonna get my inner asshole. I'm gonna be as protective of her as I am of Sam, as I am of my son, and I'm very protective of you guys as well. Okay, I will not tolerate the bickering, the infighting, the gaslighting that happens. It is not acceptable in any way. Okay, not acceptable at all. Okay, and if you can't tell, look at my eyes. I'm not thrilled. Thank you, Jeremy, for letting me know. Okay, let me get back up here to where I was. Okay, okay, I may have missed somebody's comments. What's going to happen to the homeless? Okay, no, I've gone way too far. Okay, I've gone way down here. Okay, yes, okay, I got that. Okay. Alfred, okay, start streaming walks. We need to get them. Okay, so here we go. If Tuck starts streaming walks, we need to get him gimbal and some rubber bands to stop I have my tripod is also a selfie stick. So yeah, I will be able to have stability, and I can use the image stabilizer. Okay. So Alfred LaRock, he may have problems with connection while being away from towns. In certain areas, but if I'm walking the coastline, I don't really think I'm going to have that problem. Ultralight won't last most items. Yes, okay. Everyone has vices. They may not be the same. This was a lesson I've been learning about ultralight. DD hammocks are great. I spent 6 months straight in mine. It's still perfect. That's good to know. And it's versatile too. Jeremy, don't last that long. Melody, s'mores with THC chocolate. Oh my God. Ultralight tends to get a hold of any tear easier. If you are on clean sites all the time, it's okay, but sticks and rocks, yeah. And even if you got a ground cover, because yeah, I had a really nice one-man tent. I spent like $100 on it, and it was like ultralight backpacking tent. And even with my ground cover, I ended up getting holes in the bottom. Okay, light powder peanut butter versus a jar. Yes. Okay. So yep, 420. Okay, never ultralight. Yeah, I spent thousands and thousands of on ultralight, not unless racing for money prizes. Yes. We talked about peanut powder a few days ago. Might have been no, we actually talked about it here on the live stream, Jeremy. Okay. Alfred. Okay, Alfred. Okay. Okay, Melody. Why I think that almost a hubby who takes care of me and protects me. I've learned how to defend myself. Okay. Wow, Tuck, you made me want to me a bearded woman. Okay. If that's your thing, if that floats your boat, Conor McGregor has had a beard and got knocked out. Just saying. Okay. Well, that was something that I was told. Okay. Control. Okay. Okay. Wow. Melody was really being And I hope that we didn't lose Pebbles. I got to apologize to her. Now I feel really bad. So, butterfly spirit, okay. I think everyone needs personal time, privacy, homeless, hi. Okay. Um, and hey, Jeremy, if anybody ever goes after Pebbles again, I don't care who it is. Just put them in timeout for me if you would, please. Because she doesn't deserve to. I have to deal with the daily bashing. She doesn't need to deal with it. She gets enough. I'll be doing a lot more on YouTube, doing major weight. Okay. The channel is becoming the match game. Okay, yes, that's good. If you ever get enough money, will you get an apartment or an RV? It depends. It depends upon what happens with me and Pebbles. Okay. I have a passion. Okay. Just brought me another melody. Okay. Da da da. Okay. Do you think the homeless will become the next lower class? We already are. Always wanted a crossbow, but I always end up with a compound bow. Yeah, well, I mean, apparently you know, want is one thing. Okay, so Melody, I'm not listening to you. I don't care if you're sending me messages. Quit messaging me right now. I don't want to talk to you. That one message was enough for me to see what was going on. When Florida, okay. Quella, they already are and have been for years. People who were poor now are just lower on that line. Yeah, because it's almost, okay, what's up, Mr. X? It's yes, but the poor have expanded. It used to be just the people that were maimed, you know, and stuff like that. Okay, okay. Message to leave, okay. I want her, okay. Jeremy, someone, if you can get charcoal and make a bit of paste with water on Sam's feet. Okay, yeah, somebody was telling me that I can't remember who. I don't know if it was Pelody or not. Okay, I'm leaving that alone because I already settled that. Okay, if summer heat on Sam's feet, use grated potato to cool and heal. Okay. I want to talk to you about Florida. I'm sure I'm picking Florida as the place where I want to live. I want to ask about areas of Florida. Well, Cherokee, I think, do you if you have my email, I think. My Hobotuck, my website email is where friartuck@hobotuck.com is where you can send me an email. Or you can message me through my website, which goes through Messenger, and then I can talk to you that way as well. And then you and I can sit back and have direct discussions. Okay, I want. Okay, so yeah, that's how we can settle that, Cherokee. Okay, I could go for some Taco Bell right now. Okay. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Now I'm going to have, okay. No one has made, okay. Linda, okay, Cherokee, I used to live in Florida. I worked from Orlando to Key West skydiving. Yeah, we both have our experiences in Florida. My cat breath smells like cat food. Well, Ben, do you identify as a cat? Oh, wait, no, your cat's breath, not your cat breath. Okay, sorry, I misread that. Well, you know what? Sam chews on sticks because her breath smells like ass. And I give her a stick. It's like brushing her teeth. It's so much better. Like, I won't let her, okay. Tend to stay, but was, okay. I think she had flavored salmon treats. Oh, okay. No one should come after either of you. Your relationships is yours. That is correct. Salmon is way better than tuna. Yeah, you missed a cat fight, and I settled it. Florida seems awesome. I disagree, but you're wanting to go to a red state, and I don't know. Florida is good, but DeSantis, some of the things that he's doing is very questionable. And the fact that he was backed by Trump is even more questionable now, because that is a reflection on Trump. And Trump was already caught and was denied by the DOD to put the homeless in internment camps to begin with. And that is kind of what really took my support and appreciation away from Trump. Hi, aren't you Jimmy Little's brother? No. Okay. Is Jimmy true? My puppy has baby blue eyes. Oh, I love the blue eyes. I love you. Okay. Um, okay. Weird. I got unsubbed from your channel. Just resumed YouTube playing games. I think. Yes. Juxtaposition. If you are either not active or something like that, I think that YouTube unsubs you. Because I lose probably about 5 people a day, and I gain probably about 10 people a day. So being a millionaire is now the new middle class. No, that's, yeah, pretty much, Kevin. Got to go. Sorry. Take care. Okay, Butterfly. I'll join Patreon soon. Okay. Good night, Butterfly. I think it's good, person. Maybe we can just be one family under the sun. Yes, Ben Landon. Have a good night, Butterfly. That's pretty much coming down to different classes of poor people. What if Alt History did a really good job on talking about the economy, how the numbers are being skewed, and like the whole group think? I think that would be a good video because he's way better at putting together the material than I am, and I think that he did really good there. Okay. If the homeless are in lower class now, what's after that? Well, basically, it's the road to serfdom. Okay, for the most part, there's only poor. Okay, third world. Hey, what's up, Jigoat? Nice to see you. Kevin Lips, we're dealing with colonial. Okay, I'm going to start skipping. Okay, wow, I made it to the bottom. Okay, I hope I didn't. Hey, Pebbles, are you still here? I hope you're still here. Just let me know that you're still here, please. Let's see here. Okay. So I have gotten to the end of all of the comments and all of that stuff, and I know Pebbles sent me a message, and I saw it, but it was quick and all that, and I was seeing it. I was trying to scroll down as fast as I could, but Jeremy, thank you for catching that. Okay, I'm gonna have to apologize to her. I really am. Okay, guys, we are at the end of the live stream. This is it for the day. I'm gonna go mend fences and fix that because that's important to me. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. You know how to channel, leave something in my tip jar, become a subscriber, leave comments, all that good stuff. I'll see you in tomorrow's live stream. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm going to.